What is going on, everybody? It is Luke Beller with the Sideline Scoop, and today I wanted to cover something that has sort of been a little bit in the news recently, and lots of you guys have been asking me to make a video about this, so I decided that today would be the day. So we're going to be talking about Kenny Stills and sort of, do we think the Packers should bring in Kenny Stills? I'm going to sort of talk about maybe some pros, some cons, and sort of if it could happen. If you guys are new here and you enjoy seeing Packers content, I post Packers content pretty much every single day. So feel free to subscribe if you want to see some more of this Packers content. But to get right on into it, so it started when a couple weeks ago, the Texans decided to release Kenny Stills, and he was not claimed by any other team, so he was then basically on the waivers for anyone to come on and pick him up as a free agent. And up to this point, he has still not been picked up by any team. At the moment that I'm filming this, who knows, maybe in the next hour, someone else could be like, let's sign Kenny Stills. But right now, in this moment, he has not been signed, so he still is pretty much open to anybody who may want to sign him. So the question you may be having is, why would the Texans release Kenny Stills? Is he bad? Is that why? But I think there could be a few potential reasons. One reason is, of course, they have Will Fuller, Brandin Cooks, and Randall Cobb. They've had them throughout the entire season. You could argue that all those guys are better than Kenny Stills. The thing is now, Will Fuller is suspended for the Texans, and Randall Cobb is on the IR, so maybe now the Texans are probably sitting back at home wishing like, oh shoot, we probably shouldn't have let Kenny Stills go because now all we have is Brandin Cooks. So we take a look at Kenny Stills and sort of how he has performed this year. He played in Houston's first 10 games, but he never played more than half of the Texans' offensive snaps, and that's probably because I already told you about those other receivers who were there. So this year he has 11 receptions, 144 yards, and 1 touchdown. He has also missed a few games, or a couple games, with a quadricep injury as well, so maybe that's a little bit worrisome considering he had been dealing with an injury. But if we sort of take a look back at Kenny Stills' history, coming into the league in 2013, as a rookie in 2013 for the Saints, he led the league in yards per catch with 20 yards per catch. And the following year, he led the Saints in receiving yards. So obviously, he comes into the league, does very well on that Saints team. Then he spends the next 4 years in Miami, where he averages 41 receptions and 641 yards per year before coming into the Texans, and now, of course, being released by the Texans. So Kenny Stills is, mainly a deep threat because of his fast speed. He's a 4.38 40. At least that's how fast he was back in 2013. Maybe now because he's 28, maybe he's slowed down a little bit, but he still probably is more of a deep threat. So if we were wondering if the Packers should be bringing in Kenny Stills, I think it's important to take a look at our receivers, of course. So of course we got Davante Adams, who, no question, better than Kenny Stills. We got Lazard. I'd say he's better than Kenny Stills. And then a guy who I think people could have differing opinions on, Marcus Valdes-Scantling. You could say maybe Kenny Stills is better than him, but honestly, this year I don't think that is the case, because if we take a look at Marcus Valdes-Scantling's yards per reception, he is leading the league with 20.7 yards per reception. So even though he may not be the most consistent guy, he has really been utilized as that deep threat for Aaron Rodgers and the Packers, and it really seems that he has built some more trust with Aaron Rodgers in the past few games, and he's just really been improving throughout this entire season. And so considering Kenny Stills is more of a deep threat, and Lazard and Marcus Valdes-Scantling sort of fills that role, it sort of begs the question, do we really need Kenny Stills? And honestly, I don't think we need him. We are the #1 scoring offense in the NFL, so we're obviously doing something right, and I don't think Kenny Stills is going to come in and fill some hole that the Packers are, really needing. But could he potentially be helpful? I'd say yes, because, it would be nice to have some more depth behind Marcus Valdes-Scantling. And so I think that could be a reason to bring him in, because you never know who's going to go down. Davante has dealt with injuries. Lazard has dealt with injuries. And so to have another guy on the team who could come in and fill a role if a player goes down in the playoffs or later in the season, that could honestly be beneficial. So maybe it is a good idea for the Packers to bring him in. Important thing to, of course, take a look at is his salary or his contract, and sort of how much money he would need to be paid, and sort of what it would count against the salary cap. So as you see here, his remaining salary over the 5 regular games of the season only amounts to $1.395 million, or $279,000 per game. So as I've said before, I'm not a salary cap expert, but I feel like we could, potentially have enough money to bring him in for the rest of the season. So who knows? Let me know down in the comments if you guys think we should bring Kenny Stills in. Lots of you guys have been commenting that you think we should. I think it could be helpful. Do we need it? I don't think we necessarily need it, but it could be a helpful addition to this Packers team. But that's all I wanted to break down today. If you guys enjoyed it, make sure you smash the like button down below. It really helps push the video out to more people in that, YouTube algorithm. And if you have yet to subscribe and you're a Packers fan, you like seeing Packers content, make sure you subscribe and turn on your post notifications. That's going to be all for today. Thank you guys so much for watching, as always, and go Pack Go, baby.